action.
Ben Fearsome, Minnesota MMA News. Mike Richman stopped in.
What's up?
How are you, buddy?
Good, good.
Fresh off a huge win. Huge win
me.
for you. Horodecki is a tough dude, a vet.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I said in the story, you didn't have to take that fight.
Nope.
And you wanted the tough guy, and you got him, and you beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, that was the plan. You know, I kind of knew right away, you know, when they told me that matchup, that's why I was really grinding Jeremy and Zach Light, who got me signed with Bellator to make that fight happen. You know, once Jeremy brought up, hey, Bjorn Revy, the owner, wants you thinks it would be a good matchup for you to fight Chris Horodecki. And I'm like, yes, let's do that. You know, I know I match up well against him, and also just the confidence that I've gained and the abilities that I gained here at the academy. I mean, I knew I was totally ready for that fight to kind of, and I knew that'd be my way to make a name for myself and kind of stamp Mike Richman all over Bellator. You know, I didn't want to, you know, I could have just slid in, you know, under the radar into the tournament, went into the tournament, people not knowing who I am while I go into the tournament, or I could just make a huge name for myself and be more marketable and marketed before the tournament starts. So,
did you know that was the kind of fight he was going to just kind of stand there with you and try to hang with you?
I mean, I knew he was training with like Team Kern or whatever, and I think he said in some interviews that, oh, you know, once I put my hands on him, he'll shoot in on me, and I'm like, all right, we'll see, buddy. And,
he said you were going to shoot on him?
Yeah, I was going to shoot on him. So I don't know if that comes from, you know, you look at my record, and I have a lot of submissions just because, you know, from earlier fights, and now I train at the academy, so maybe you looked at, you know, a lot of how the academy fighters fight. You probably put those two together and like, all right, he's just going to wrestle, you know, try to take me down, you know. And
that's a big mistake.
Huge
That's
mistake.
A colossal mistake.
Huge mistake. And I was actually surprised that he didn't adjust, you know, once I started taking him, picking him apart, that he wasn't like, all right, maybe I should shoot. And I think, you know, maybe his ego, maybe he just wanted to stay in there and keep striking with me, so.
Yeah, that's very true, too, because you hit him a couple times and he was still standing up.
Mm-hmm.
He had the opportunity to try that. If he wanted to make it a wrestling match, he could have tried that, but lucky for you, he didn't do that. I mean, that was, that's as big a highlight reel knockout as you could have dreamed of.
That was awesome. It was an awesome feeling. That's why I was like, after I knocked him out, you know, I walked off. There was like a pause with just me being my hands raised, and then it just kind of hit me again, like I just knocked him the F out.
Nice. What did the Bellator people say after? Did they be thrilled?
Yeah, Bjorn was stoked. You know, he's like, you know, that's what we brought you in here for. I mean, Zach, like, you know, and I felt good for Zach. You know, he was kind of one of their talent relations. You know, finding talent out there and bringing people in, and he was super excited, and I'm sure he was excited to show Bjorn, hey, look, you know, I brought this guy in, and this is what he's doing. And then Bjorn was like, hey, hopefully, you know, there's be some quick stoppages in the televised portion of the card, and if there is, we're going to slide your fight into that portion. So me and Greg were sitting cage side, you know, watching the rest of the fights, and unfortunately they all went decisions. So
yeah.
I didn't make it to the TV card, but
be in a highlight reel somewhere.
Yeah, it was cool though.
Yeah, nice. Now, talk about the high and low of MMA for you. I mean, you talk about obviously getting eliminated from Ultimate Fighter before you got in the house. Had to be one of the most disappointing things. You know, getting there, huge high. Getting eliminated had to be huge low, but now you have to feel like you've come full circle and getting back on top of the world.
Absolutely. I mean, it was that was definitely my low point. Was the Ultimate Fighter, and that was my biggest thing. Is my biggest worry was, you know, it's like, dude, you don't even hear about these guys anymore that don't make it into the house. You know, it's like, and that was kind of my motivation and drive to keep grinding, keep hoping I get another chance. And yeah, it's been definitely a roller coaster ride so far in my MMA career. So
nice. But do you know when the tournament's going to start? Have they set any?
They just said September.
Okay.
So they didn't give me a date.
You got to sit around for a while. Anyway.
So they got to sit around for a while. They told me, Zach said, you know, talking with Sam Kaplan, I think he's the head of like matchmaking too. Is like, you know, I talked with them and Bjorn, and we might be able to fit you in another undercard slot in July or August. He's like, the downfall to that, he's like the downfall to that is you're going to roll right into the tournament. So he's like, you'll fight an undercard, then you'll roll into the tournament in September, and then you know, I plan to win the tournament, so that'd be like 4 fights in 4.5 months, you know,
right.
so.
No chance in June or anything?
So we'll see if we can get a June date or not, but I don't know. I'm going.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. My brother's coming back from overseas, and we're going to Jamaica, early May. So now it's kind of like we'll see. So we'll try to put it all together.
Nice. Now I said it about Trav too when your gym kind of fell apart, you came here, and I gotta think you got your butt whooped pretty good when you got here.
Absolutely.
But you stuck with it.
Yeah, stuck with it because I knew I would slowly improve each week. I was improving more and more, and that's what I needed here too. You know, needed to be here. That's why I always say, if I was here at first, you know, I'd still, you know, where would I be right now? I imagine I'd still be undefeated. I imagine I would have murdered Brian Paymer when I fought him.
Yeah, where would your wrestling been against Perriman?
Yeah, it would have been a lot more different. And it's not only just the wrestling. It's like the wrestling and the counter wrestling and everything that I've gained here at the academy and the grappling is giving me the confidence to go out there and throw my hands, to be confident in. All right, you know, maybe if he gets selected to take down, I'm very good at takedown defense now. I know if I go to the ground, I'm pretty good at getting back up now. So it's like that gave me the confidence to go out there and really showcase my stand-up skills too. So.
Well, just watching you here too, it's kind of, I'm sure it was an adjustment for you being more of a boxer.
Yeah.
But it looks like you can feel now how your boxing sets up your takedown rather than
exactly.
It doesn't have to be anything other than that.
Yep.
I mean, I saw you working against the wall there. It's like 2 quick hits and change levels and it's over.
Yeah, that's what it definitely, they go hand in hand, you know. And once you get used to, and once you put it together, you know, your hand combinations, your striking, and knowing when to take that shot, knowing when to slip punches. You know, I can either slip a punch and counter with the punch, or I can slip a punch and counter with the takedown. So I really got my timing down, and it feels great.
You looked amazing on Bellator, and you didn't look nervous at all. Were there any nerves beforehand or at any point? I mean, you looked as calm as I've seen. Not that you ever looked like a nervous fighter. I mean, you seemed pretty confident in there. But biggest show that you've been on. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. You know, surprisingly, I wasn't too nervous. The most nervous I probably was maybe when we got in the locker room. You know, I think once once I got the headphones on and listened to the music, and then once Greg wrapped my hands up, they were just money, and I was like, oh yeah, it's on.
Nice that you can feel that.
Yeah, like it was a weird feeling. Like, it was the best hand wraps ever to be put on my hands. It was awesome.
That's huge. That's gotta be a good feeling going in there, especially for a boxer.
Yeah.
But well, we'll wrap it up. Actually, you know what? I wanted to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
Have you heard any other names for the 45 pounder? Anybody else that you know that's in or they're talking about?
I haven't heard any names.
I've heard there's going to be some wrestlers.
Yeah, I've heard of like maybe Red Martinez might be in the next one.
Sure.
But I'm assuming it always seems like you know, these semifinal guys, you know, people who get knocked off in the semis or someone who gets knocked off in the finals of this tournament might get another shot at the next tournament. So I'm assuming, you know, one of the top guys in this tournament might roll into the next one if they lose or whatever. So, you know, we'll see.
And how long is your deal with Bellator? How many fights?
It was like a 5 or 6 fight contract. Okay. You know, it was a tournament contract initially too, so yeah, like 5 or something like that.
Okay. So potential afterward.
Yeah, there's
keep moving up.
There's definitely I'm just trying to put myself in a great position, you know, wherever it comes towards the end of the contract, whether I'm the champion with Bellator, you know, I'm just trying to put myself in a nice position to do this job for a while.
Say it sounds like they're treating you well, paying you well.
Yeah, and now they're rolling the Spike TV in 2013, even more money invested in the company, and the company's growing. They're going to do a ton more tournaments now, so the champions get to defend their titles more throughout the year. So they're just constantly building. So it could be, I mean, Bellator could be real huge, you know, come next year.
Nice. All right, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate it.